The simple life. What is it? We're going to take a deep dive into finding out what exactly is the simple life. What are the myths? What is the reality? But what exactly is it? When we look at the two words, simple life, the definitions are as written. Simple, plain, basic, or uncomplicated in form, nature, or design, without much decoration or ornamentation. Life, the sequence of physical and mental experiences that make up the existence of an individual. So, you could easily say a simple life is a plain life, a basic life, an uncomplicated life. But then you have to get into what is the definition of plain, basic, uncomplicated. It all determines or depends upon your perspective on how you view it. Here are a few definitions that kind of lays out a simple life. Used to refer to a manner of living in which a person does not own many things or use many modern machines and usually lives in the countryside. He lives in a small cabin and enjoys the simple life. A simple life is not filled with complications and distractions. It is a life that is lived, focused on things that matter to the person. It can also have varying extremes. A lifestyle in which individuals consciously choose to minimize the more is better pursuit of wealth and consumption. Simply living encompasses a number of different voluntary practices to simplify one's lifestyle. These may include, for example, reducing one's possessions, generally referred to as minimalism, or increasing self-sufficiency. Simply living may be characterized by individuals being satisfied with what they have versus rather than what they want. Many of us grew up at a time when there was a show that came on. It was called The Simple Life, starring Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Now, one would have to ask, in what was portrayed in that show, does that characterize what the simple life is? Is that how we view the simple life? For the two characters, from where they were coming from into this plot, which they call the simple life, it deemed to them that it was a lot simpler than the life that they were leaving, while at the same time it had its challenges. When we talk about the simple life, we look at things like this, that it may or may not be defined by race, sex, or class status. Now, that doesn't mean one may not follow or find some extremes where race plays a factor or gender plays a factor, or whether you're in the upper class, middle class, lower middle class, working poor, or underclass, may play a factor in how one views what the simple life is, or rather what one can get into the simple life. But it becomes a perspective that one has to take a look at and make that determination. The simple life versus the American dream. The American dream. We've all heard about it. We've all been told to pursue it. We hear it from our politicians. We hear it in various other forms as it's defined as success here in America. So what is the American dream? It's the set of ideals in which freedom includes the opportunity for prosperity and success, as well as an upward social mobility for the family and children, achieved through hard work in a society with few barriers. Three things jump out to me in this definition: that there's a social component to the American dream, there's an economic component to the American dream, and there's a political component to the American dream. Unfortunately, most times those three things are not aligned or in sync with each other. Growing up, we're all taught and seen pictures of the American dream, the world's highest standard of living. There's no way like the American way. It's the dream that we all chase after, not only in the United States, but even abroad. The American dream. Pictures of the American dream makes life seem so simple, pleasant, and not a care or worry in the world. Kind of a utopia feeling. That's the American dream. Is that the simple life? Martin Luther King Jr., in his letter from his Birmingham jail in 1963, rooted the civil rights movement in the African American quest for the American dream. He stated, "We will win our freedom because the sacred heritage of our nation and the eternal will of God are embodied in our echoing demands." When these disinherited children of God sat down at lunch counters, they were in reality standing up for what is best in the American dream and for the most sacred values in our Judeo-Christian heritage, thereby bringing our nation back to those great wells of democracy which were dug deep by the founding fathers in their formulation of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Our political leaders over the centuries have utilized this theme of the American dream. Such notable ones as Henry Kissinger, Hillary Clinton, Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln. They've all talked about the American dream and the importance of the American dream and getting back to the American dream. In 2006, U.S. Senator Barack Obama wrote a memoir, The Audacity of Hope, Thoughts of Reclaiming the American Dream. It was this interpretation of the American dream for a young black man that helped establish his statewide and national reputations. The exact meaning of the dream became, for the least one commentator, a partisan political issue in the 2008 and 2012 elections. However, it was still discussion about the American dream. Political conflicts, to some degree, having been enhanced by the shared values of all parties in the expectation that the American dream will resolve many difficulties, and conflicts. Putting that into context, one would say if you achieve the American dream, your life could be a lot simpler. Maybe your worries go away. The American dream then has to be the answer for a simple life. Maybe, maybe not. But let's explore that a little bit more. So the question becomes, is achieving the American dream the simple life? Does the American dream allow your life to be simple? Or is the simple life something totally different? What do you think? If we took a look at the type of beverages that we drink, does it signify that we're living the simple life? Or the simple life allows us to drink the beverages that we desire? How about shopping? My ability to shop where I desire, does that allow me to have the simple life? Or is the simple life shopping at an inexpensive place and not worrying about having to pay for a lot? Hmm. How about the entertainment that we desire? Does the simple life allows us to have the various entertainment that we want? Or because we're still living the simple life, the entertainment that we have is what we consider part of the simple life? Does our health determine if our life is simple or not? What makes one person health better than someone else's? Is it due because they're living the simple life or because they have a life that allows them to flourish and take care of their health, that their life is simple? How about the type of job that we have? Does a simple life strive for a job that doesn't cause us to have a lot of stress? Or does the job we have and the things we're able to do due to the fruits of that job allow us to be worry free? And that's considered the simple life. Does our status, where we are in life, the fruits that are bared out in our life, does that drive us having the simple life? I don't know. What do you think? Could it be what we like to do determines if our life is simple? If I like to drink, if I like to have a good time, does that mean my life is simple? Or my life is simple because I have the ability to do those things and be worry free? So for the sake of arguing as we wrap this up, Let's say I am rich, or I have the ability to purchase and get the things I need to enjoy the things that I want to do, to have the things that I like to have. To me, that may be the simple life. Or maybe I don't have all those things, or have the ability to purchase all of the fancy things, but I'm happy. I'm content. I can't miss something that I never had. What do you think? My personal opinion is that it's all within the individual. Simple to one may not be simple to another. I'd say flip a coin. Whichever side it lands on, you'll probably be correct. It depends on your perspective on what is a simple life. Now, when you hear the news accounts, discussions about the American dream, stimulus packages, debt, discussions on what's right for the American people, ask yourself, are we shooting for the American dream? Or we'd like for everyone just to have a simple life? Leave your comments below in the comment box. Hit the subscribe button, and we look forward to talking to you later on. Bye now.